Hello there. Thank you all for your interest on this fine Friday morning. I'd like to introduce a React Native-based fintech app called PayTrack. We wanted to bring meaningful value to the market and also to our users. Specifically, we wanted to create an opportunity for kids in the golden age of 10 to 14. Oh, excuse me, it looks like I'm on the wrong slide. So this is the slide you guys should be seeing. And so you got a little bit of a spoiler. Specifically, we wanted to create an opportunity for kids in the golden age of 10 to 14 to learn healthy spending habits by using PayTrack and give parents powerful tools needed to shape their children's financial savvy. So we take for granted that kids will have money figured out by the time they turn 18, picking up the necessary budgeting skills through osmosis. But it's not like they teach kids how or to start saving for retirement in middle school. So based on careful research and iterative user testing, we targeted that financial knowledge gap using a mobile-first design principle and created PayTrack to bridge the space between financial literacy and traditional education. Furthermore, through PayTrack, we hope to create opportunities for parents and their children to have deep, real-life conversations about money, such as the appropriate and realistic amount of money that a child between the ages of 10 to 14 could or should be spending per month. Like a Fitbit for finance, PayTrack keeps track of the digital pulse of monetary decisions to the benefit of both parents and their children. Now, I'm proud to present to you all a working demonstration of our fintech app, PayTrack.
Thanks, Jaja. To continue with the product, let's begin with our fictional character, Ben, a 5-year-old boy. He is popular as Ben Tennyson, in short, Ben 10. Like other children, when Ben was a kid, he used to go to stores with his parents. Whichever stuff he used to like, he would ask his parents to buy it for him, and his parents would decide whether the product would be useful to him or not, and they would purchase it for Ben. Now, Ben is 12 years old and almost a teenager. Now he goes to store without his parents most of the time and purchases the stuff he likes. His parents give him pocket money for that, but often they find Ben spends more of these things which is not that useful to him. And also, he loses track of his spendings. Even though his parents try to educate and make him understand about spendings and saving habits, but it's true, at this age, it's tough to ignore your likings and reframe yourself for spending money. Eventually, his parents can only advise him as they are not always there with him to track his spendings and stop him doing that. So we came up with a solution where all these things is possible. So welcome to PayTrack. So for PayTrack, we have two interfaces. One is parent side and the next is the child side. Let's log in the parent side. Let's see what is there. Just logging in. Looks like this page is quite familiar with almost everyone. It's an RBC app. We call it Royal Bank of Calgary. Why? Other than the normal RBC app, you will see down below, there's a child button. Let's see what is there. So once you click in the child side, you will be able to see your child account's name and all the details. So for now, we have two children, say like Gwen and Ben. If you want to add child associated with your account, you can just click in here. You can add all the name, address, gender, and everything, all the necessary information you want, and you can hit submit, and your child will be adding in this list. Also, we can see some transactions here. Well, what these are. So we have seen Gwen's account, and we can see other transactions from Ben as well. Let's see how these are coming in here in Parent tab. So for that, I'll be logging in the child side of the app. So I'll be using Ben's credential to log in his account. Password. Okay. So after submitting, I can see there's a screen comes where I can see the current balance, request, pay, history, recent transactions, and chest. While modifying and designing this page, we took consideration of our user and the consumer especially. We will be aging between 10 to 14. And we made sure that unlike all the other banking apps, they are not bombarded with all the financial terms like HELOC or GOC or LOC or any other sort of credit cards. So we made as much simple user interface possible so that they can use this app as much easily as possible. So let's visit our PayTrack app in the child side. In the request button, if I click, I can see I have two options, mom and dad. So instead of asking them money physically, like in person, I can ask them through this app. I can select all these preface fields. Also, if I want some particular amount, select today I'll be asking from my dad 12. Sorry, I'll be asking from my mom. Never mind. And I'll be requesting. Once I requested, the request has been sent to my parent side. I can see the current balance is 37. Well, I can send some money and pay some money. So I went to Walmart and purchased some groceries for me, which is like $20. I'll be paying it. You can see the current balance has been updated to 117. Also, in Walmart, I have spent $20 with today's date. All the recent transaction, whatever I'll be spending, it will be updating here, then and there. Also, if I go to History tab, I can track all my spendings. So as of now in July, I have spent in total $81. I have requested money this much and have saved this much. So if I go to homepage, I have a chest account. It is nothing but a savings account, you can say. To make it more funny, we name it as chest. So all the savings of all the history of the last months will be saving off here. So that when if he wants to purchase his Nintendo game or anything, he can use this account. So this is overall the child side of PayTrack app where you can request money, where you can pay money, where you can see your whole history and everything. And the interesting part is if you go to profile, you have seen all your personal data and whatever the field you may like. You can also edit all the fields according to your convenience. While making this page, we realized that in case this phone gets lost, all this data could be fall under a wrong hand. So we were thinking to put a facial recognition feature so that only if Ben wants, he can hold his phone in front of his face and only he will be able to see his all information if he wants. Else, no one can use his information for a misuse. We are still working on that part. So as of now, I log out from Ben's profile. Well, what's new in this feature then? Welcome to the parent side again. Now, I'll just refresh this transaction. And if I go here, you all can see today's July 28th, Ben went to Walmart and he spent $20 in there. So like this, all the parents can see and get updates, all the transactions their kids were making anywhere, and all the recent data will be updated over their phone. We were working on the other features such as notification and also freezing. Why? Not all children will be as good as Ben. We can see Gwen as well. So we were planning to put a feature where you can pick Gwen's account, and if you want, you can freeze her account. Also, we were also working to put a summary of pie chart or analytics so that parents can see overall and monthly data. Other than that, if the parent wants, they can refill Ben as a reward of his good spending habits. So this is the overall feature of PayTrack, where we have parent side and the child side. Unless you're other than your RBC account, you can add these features so that you can track or monitor all your children's spending habits and everything. So this we can see through PayTrack. Even though like we have seen it differs from all the other banking apps. This is how PayTrack actually differs from like the other banking apps with the other common features like transferring money. Parents can track their children's spending and have control over their accounts, as well as preventive measure from developing an unhealthy spending habits and foster a healthy financial habits through savings. Thank you. I'll pass it over to JJ.
Ah, indeed. And thank you, Moshmi, for the wonderful product demo. So software development has shifted priority from the horizontal orientation of computer monitors to the vertical orientation of smartphone screens. And this is why we focused on React Native as a core tech stack for PayTrack. We wanted to capture as much of the collective user experience as possible, being mindful of the real world digital environment that kids aged 10 to 14 interact and interface with in their daily lives. Then we need to find an appropriate pairing for the medium rare steak that is React Native. And after careful technical research, we found our fine red wine in the form of Firebase. We learned that the joining of these two technologies creates a powerful synergy in both flexibility and functionality, and that Firebase is a very versatile real-time NoSQL database tool and backend as a service for development, which is perfect for our needs. And because our MVP, minimum viable product, is actually two complementary apps working in unison, the Firebase database structure allows us to instantly modify and update child transactions information shown in the parent app by accessing one single Firestore database, making the backend logic seamlessly integrate through proper routing and notifying parent and child users simultaneously. As they say, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. During our development journey, we failed often and failed fast, so that we got back up just as quickly and kept evolving. Iterative feedback and evaluation, such as user testing, interviews, and focus groups with actual parents and children like Pearson, allowed us to refine and narrow the scope of our target age range, and also tweak PayTrack to incorporate effective incentives and reinforcement tools for fostering savings behaviors. Specifically for our tech stack, learning and deploying Firebase and React Native on such a short timescale gave us rapid growth in our coding ability. And operating in the Agile Scrum framework was extremely valuable in developing our ability to collaborate as a team. Not as a compromise in quality with everyone half satisfied, but as an agreement to one vision propelling progress, like an orchestra with many contributing sections playing together to create the great sound necessary for a memorable performance. And thus, PayTrack was born. And that's our story. Please feel free to check out our GitHub repositories of the parent and child versions of PayTrack, available through these two QR codes that you see on the screen there. I'll just wait like 3 seconds for you guys to maybe take a picture of that. And I'd like to thank Shane Fast, our Scrum Master, and Amy Yu, our expert financial health advisor, and of course, to all the staff at Inception U. And a big kudos to our team, developer Prabjot Sagu with a bachelor's in computer science and a postgraduate diploma in mobile app development, developer Moshmi Shaha with an honors accounting and finance degree from the University of Calcutta, and professional work experience from companies like TD Bank and Amazon. And finally, myself, developer Jihoon JJ Jung, with an academic background in psychology and economics and research experience in visual attention and eye tracking. Is there any last words that you would like to add, Moshmi?
No, thanks, JJ.
Okay.
It was an incredible experience altogether. We would like to thank all the facilitators, Greg, Margot, everyone. And yeah, hope like we all like go really well. So thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you all for your time and attention. Enjoy the rest of the awesome presentations and products, and please feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. Thanks.